Hey everybody, Danna here. Another episode in my journey of kicking cancer's butt. Today is Saturday, February 8th, and I am scheduled for surgery Monday, February 10th, 10 a.m. for a lumpectomy and a axillary lymph node biopsy. So that's coming up. Now, am I anxious? Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I'm really thankful I'm just close to the date, going to get this part of this journey over with. The stats say that lumpectomy followed by radiation has the same outcome as full mastectomy without radiation. So the big question has been to date, am I going to do radiation? And I've gone back and forth. I really want to encourage you to watch the video I posted very recently with Dr. Nancy Rizzo. She has huge background in radiology, as well as she has a couple PhDs. She's the person who does the cutting edge scan I've talked about. And she is the reason I am doing many of my nutritional and supplement protocols, but she's also helping me gain comfort in considering radiation. And she is a person who first and foremost takes the most natural approach. But I have some tools and resources at my disposal that not everybody has. One is Nancy, although anybody could use her virtually as an advocate. So I highly recommend you watch that video if you have some needs because she is amazing. Two, I have a mat. It's a electromagnetic mat made by Swiss Bionics. It was a huge investment, about $5,000, but it helps balance my body's energy. And if you again want to understand the technology of the energy in the body, watch that video that Nancy talks about her background. I didn't talk about the mat specifically in that video, but I will in another video. But I have this mat that I can lay on, and I have been twice a day. Normally, for just regular general health, you would do 8 minutes in the morning and 16 minutes at night, and that's it. Keeps your body just super well balanced, builds your immunity. There's so many benefits to, it's called pulse electromagnetic frequency therapy. So it's PEMF is one of the acronyms, but it is phenomenal what it can do. And so Nancy is telling me that because I have this amazing resource of the mat and some of the supplements we're going to be taking, some of the things I'm doing to get my immunity just super, super, super strong, she feels that there is less risk in me having long-term damage due to radiation. The radiologist did tell me that I would have a little teeny bit of lung damage at the very top of my left lobe because of the location of my nodule and where they have to do radiation on my left breast. And so the very, very top of the lung, he said it probably will damage it a little, create a little bit of scarring, but it shouldn't impact anything to do with my ability to breathe well. Now, that doesn't make me happy. Nancy believes if I use the mat in conjunction with radiation therapy, I will not have damage. And also, of course, the concern is heart. And there's a special little metal guard that comes out when you're having the radiation that literally pops out and guards this little corner where your heart could be potentially affected. So there's still some risk. I've been vacillating. You know, this is just my journey. I'm just sharing what I'm thinking, and no judgment on anybody that's done radiation. No judgment on anybody that's done chemo. This is just my journey. Um, Now I'm about 80 to 90% that I'm going to do the radiation. I'm going to see Nancy again at the end of February, about February 24th, to get another one of these scans she does. She can literally look into every corner of my body and tell me what's going on and if she can see different kinds of activity. So that helps me know if the therapies that I'm doing, natural therapies, are working. Of course, I'm praying for a clean lymph node biopsy. That is my huge prayer request. I know a lot of you are praying for me. Oh my gosh, I'm so honored and thankful. And know those of you that have been through this journey and are in this journey, some of you that are following, when I get your messages, I'm praying for you as well. But anyway, I think I'm going to go that route. Now, I'm going to just briefly mention I haven't taken the time to tell you a lot about my nutrition and supplement regime, Watch that interview with Nancy because she does talk about why she put me on specifically an alkaline, heavily plant-based diet. But I will tell you just a little bit about that, and I'll spend a whole nother video. It's just I've been so busy trying to do my business, which is of course health and weight loss coaching, and some media things, and some books, and just so many projects always going on. Get ready for surgery, be a mom and a wife and a grandma and all that stuff. So I haven't taken the time to give you a ton of details about my nutrition, but I have been on what's called an alkaline diet, and that is predominantly plant-based foods, very few grains, very little animal protein. At the most, 20% animal protein. I have cheated a couple minor times. I had an ounce of non-GMO corn chips one day because I've been having zero corn because it's pretty acidic. And I had 6 ounces of red wine one day. I stayed alkaline. But the purpose for being alkaline is basically to bring down inflammation in the body. We know inflammation is the cause of most disease. And our acidic diets, which are heavily animal protein, heavy grain, lots of people love their wine and beer, and that's super acidic. So many of the foods we eat are super acidic. And so the plants and the healthy fats, they're not. What am I having most days? In the morning, I get up and I have a protein shake. I use a whey protein, so that's a little bit of animal protein. I like the isogenics. So I have the isogenics. I add a scoop of their isogenics green powder. I have about a half to 3/4 of a cup of frozen mixed berries, super high in so many phytochemicals that you cannot believe, that have cancer fighting properties. I use a little bit of coconut milk or unsweetened almond milk. And the isogenic, so you know, has a little bit of stevia in it. I put 2 or 3 handfuls of spinach or organic kale or something like that, blend it all up. Sometimes I put half a banana for the sweetness. Ends up being about 300 calories, about 30 grams of carbohydrate, and it just gives me this amazing boost. It looks crazy ugly, but it actually tastes pretty good. I have started juicing. Said I would never do it. It's so time consuming. But I'm reading a great book I've mentioned before, Chris Beat Cancer, and I actually bought his whole nutritional health module. You can check out his book on Amazon, Chris Beat Cancer. Young guy that had stage 3 colon cancer, 16 years post-diagnosis, totally healthy, cancer-free, helping a lot of people. He went very extreme, but I did decide to juice because after reading his book and listening to his modules, the nutrient denseness of juicing organic carrots, celery, beets, that's predominantly what I'm juicing. It's just so nutrient dense that you can give your body a huge boost of many natural cancer fighting phytochemicals. And so I am doing that. And so I'm taking in more carbohydrates. Normally I am on a higher protein, lower, not completely low, but a controlled carbohydrate diet with our Eat, Live, Thrive diet, that book that my business partner Robin and I wrote, will really help women find their carbohydrate threshold. Most women are eating too many carbohydrates. But when you go to a very plant-based diet, you're getting so much nutrition. I'm not worried about it. I'm staying lean. In fact, I was worried about losing weight because I tend to, my ideal weight is between about 131 and 134, 135. I was very concerned I was going to go down. I went down to 129 one day, but I'm hanging in there at 131 to 133 pounds, which means I really have to get creative. But I'm eating tons of, green beans, cruciferous every day. The recommendation is to have some cruciferous, say that 3 times fast, vegetables, and that's broccoli, especially broccoli sprouts, which are so much higher than anything in the crucial phytochemicals you want to get out of cruciferous. But broccoli, cauliflower, I have an amazing cauliflower recipe I'll be sharing with you, that I put a little bit of olive oil in an egg, again, a little bit of protein there. I shake up this chopped up cauliflower in that mixture with some garlic, salt and pepper, and then I use nut crumbs. My friend Susan Laughlin created nut crumbs. Go to nutcrumbs.com, and I shake on these nut crumbs, and sometimes I use her curry nut crumb um, concoction and put it in the oven for about 20 minutes on 400 degrees, gets all crunchy and wonderful. Oh my gosh. So I'm having delicious things. I'm sauteing mushrooms and with lots of mushrooms and green beans, fresh green beans with lots of um, olive oil and garlic and salt and herbs de Provence. And I mean, delicious. I mean, the food, if I'm going to eat it, it's going to be good, right? But I'm just having maybe 2 or 3 ounces of organic chicken some days. Another day I might have up to 3 or 4 ounces of wild caught salmon. I raise chickens, so I've got all these organic eggs. I know exactly what my chickens are eating. So I have maybe 2 or 3 eggs a week, and I have some eggs within some of my fun treats that I make. Many of the recipes in the Eat, Live, Thrive diet, like the snickerdoodle muffins or cake, the lemon poppy seed. Many of the recipes we have in our Eat, Live, Thrive diet, I can eat because they're grain-free, made with either almond flour or coconut flour. So I love the snickerdoodle cake, the lemon poppy seed muffins. I make the sun cookies. We make them with either sunflower seed butter. I've been making them with almond butter. They're delicious. So I have these treats that get me through. I eat a lot of nuts, specifically Marcona almonds. Marcona only because I really, really like them. I get them at Costco and they're just tasty. And I buy the macadamia nuts there as well. They're super high in fat, and yet, with this kind of a diet, I'm not eating any junk food, zero wine except for that one little indulgence. Um, and I am feeling great. People go, "How do you feel? How do you feel? You look great. How do you feel?" I feel great. I mean, I have this little contamination right here in my chest on this left breast, and I am praying daily that the notched up nutrition and the notched up supplements and the good healthy breathing and going on the mat every day is making those cancer cells just run in fear from me. But that's kind of what I'm doing nutrition wise. I will expand on that. I'll actually show you some of my recipes, some visuals of what I'm eating, but some of you have been waiting for me to tell you what I'm eating. And then on supplements, I'll just tell you a couple things. And again, the interview with Dr. Nancy that is already posted is she talks about a couple of the key things I'm doing. And one is an iodine therapy, iodine supplementation. It's very interesting. I'm not even close to being an expert on it, but most people are iodine deficient, and we are notching me up from a standard daily dose to a truly therapeutic dose. Again, the whole concept is to bring down inflammation in my body, since that's where disease happens, is in inflamed tissues, inflammation in the body, and bring up the immunity, because our body has been designed by God to fight off anything that's not good, bacteria, viruses, fungus, etc., to include cancer. My body just didn't do its job this last year or so. The cancer is probably growing for quite a period of time, but I had undue, truly unrelenting stress, a real hard situation, I will tell you, a heartbreaking, difficult, prolonged situation this past year that I know brought my resources down. And I believe God is using this for His good and for your good and for other people's good, just to know He's still got this. I don't believe my time yet is up on this earth. It could be. I could walk out tomorrow and get hit by a bus. We always use that analogy. But every time I get in my car and go on the freeway in California, I'm at risk. So we're all at risk. But I am thankful. I will tell you, I'm thankful because I'm actually notching up my health and nutrition in ways I probably would not have gone this far if I didn't have breast cancer. And while I will not stay quite this intense, quite this radical for the entirety of my life, there are some things I'm adopting and some things I'm doing and some moderations I will employ long term. And it's because of this. So I'm grateful for that. So that's all I'm going to say for today. Covet your prayers. I will try to come to you uh, Monday morning from the hospital and post at some point. Um, I know they're not going to let me, take my phone into the surgical suite or whatever. But hopefully in pre-op and post-op, I'll be able to grab a couple quick videos, and then of course post-op let you know how it's going. About a week, I should get the biopsy results from the lymph nodes. So, God bless you. Those of you that have been on this journey, thank you for sharing in some of the comments and so forth what your journey's been. God bless you to those that are in it right now with me, and whatever your journey takes you. I hope you might get one or two tidbits from mine. And again, no judgment on how you have or may approach your cancer. We have to all go on our own journey, and I'm just sharing what mine is. God bless you, and I'll talk to you next time.